But we begin with this Fox News alert and a Fox News exclusive that you may find stunning. We have just independently confirmed, we here on this show just independently confirmed, that the Department of Immigration and Customs Enforcement is threatening to refuse to work with the state of Arizona on deporting illegal immigrants picked up under that state's new law. The head of ICE, as it's known, John Morton, first hinted at this 2 days ago in a newspaper interview with the Chicago Tribune. Morton saying he doesn't like Arizona's new immigration law and may not help the state deport illegals. He calls it not good government. Well, in just the last hour, the spokesperson for ICE confirmed to us that they are indeed evaluating Arizona's law to, quote, determine the policy going forward. So if we understand this correctly, then, immigration officials at the federal level are saying that they may refuse to uphold federal law if the state of Arizona makes the arrest pursuant to its new law. Trace Gallagher's got the latest on this, live from our West Coast newsroom. Trace, if we hadn't confirmed it ourselves independently, I might not believe what I just reported.
It's a fascinating development. It's getting huge buzz here in the Southwest, Megan. Let's take it step by step just so we know this. We're talking about John Morton. I want to put him on the screen again. He's the head of ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is under the umbrella of the Department of Homeland Security. He is a career government guy, a prosecutor for the DOJ. He specializes in immigration issues. He told the Chicago Tribune that he would not necessarily process illegals referred to the feds by the state of Arizona. He went on to say, and I'm quoting here, the best way to reduce illegal immigration is through a comprehensive federal approach, not a patchwork of state laws. So what did we do? We called ICE. And we said, so is this now the policy of ICE? Is this the federal government's policy? Their response is, and again I'm quoting, the president ordered the DOJ to examine the civil rights and other implications of this law. That review will inform the government's actions going forward. Now, for context, you have to remember that only the federal government can deport illegal immigrants. The state just can't put them on a bus and send them out. So if the state arrests people, turns them over to the feds, and the feds kick them loose, the law becomes a revolving door with no teeth. Now, Constitution lawyers tell me the federal government is not, I repeat, not obligated to deport people given to them by the state. Just for context, so we all know, here are some numbers to give you. Apprehensions along the Arizona-Mexico border over the past 6 months have gone up 6%. There are currently 500 to 1 million illegal immigrants living in Arizona. So if you look at the numbers, 6.5 million people live in Arizona. 1 out of every 10 people in the state of Arizona, Megan, is an illegal immigrant.
So now you've got this law passed in Arizona. You've got other states that are considering similar laws, and yet you've got this guy Morton, who heads up ICE, saying ICE will not necessarily process illegals sent to us by Arizona, and one can assume that means any other state that passes a similar law to Arizona. That, I mean, you could argue that that is government by fiat. We're going to be examining this throughout the next 2 hours. Trace Gallagher, thank you so much. I mean, we reached out to ICE to ask whether this is true. Did the Chicago Tribune get these quotes wrong? Did this guy Morton actually say that? And they refused to shoot down the story. I mean, you heard the quote that Trace Gallagher just read. This guy, now Arizona could go through this entire legislative process, have a law on the books signed by its governor, approved by its lawmakers, and they may go round up illegals pursuant to that law, and ICE, or in particular Morton, may say, we're not necessarily going to process those folks. We don't think it's good government. We just don't think it's good government. We prefer a comprehensive federal approach, and the Arizona law is not the solution. Wow. That'll come as news to Governor Jan Brewer and the folks who live in Arizona. This is just breaking. You haven't heard this before, have you?